everything, hopefully. Hopefully today. Mic check, mic check. Alright, so I know this doesn't edit my shit, so let's get this edited on kick side. Guys, if you're coming in, we're going to talk about the Lakers. We're going to talk about coaching stuff. We're going to talk about some sporting stuff. I usually don't talk sporting stuff on all my channels, but today I thought today would be a good day to talk about my Lakers and coaching stuff. Why don't we? Why don't we talk about coaching stuff? Fuck, my Lakers look like they look like they're biscuit bobbled everywhere. So yeah, we're gonna talk about them. So what's up, everybody? Rev Sauce 9, what's up? What's up, everybody? We're gonna talk about my Lakers today. Yeah, so sit down, get your favorite beverage. We're gonna talk about it today. Before somebody comes into my chat and is gonna probably tell me, oh, you know, your Lakers, you know, your Lakers need. Your Lakers are gonna need this, that, and the third. Okay, I know, it says I'm on Overwatch 2 on the other side, so bear with me for a second. I know. We're gonna talk about my Lakers for a minute. So, Lakers coaching search is starting. What's next for the Lakers? My answer to you guys is on all sides. What's next for my Lakers? I'll be for real with you. And then we're gonna talk about this here. So USA Today put out an article, and this was a good read. Mike Boondozer. No, I don't want to see him. He was a coach over for the Atlanta Hawks. I do not want to see him. He was on the Bucks. He did amazing with the Bucks. Got fired. Got let go. After, I think 4 seasons, I think it was with him. Kenny Atkinson, no. He was also a coach for the Brooklyn Nets when they were going through the transition with KD. No, I do not want to see Kenny Atkinson. Yes, he took a trash team and turned him into relevancy, but no thank you. Phil Hardy, no. I know he's been working with developmental of the Lakers for a while, and my whole opinion to him being part of the Lakers head coach, no way to me. Mark Jackson. So everybody wants JJ Redick. I don't understand this. JJ Redick, what has he done? That's like putting Jason Kidd over in Dallas, and it's been working out in Dallas for Jason Kidd to an extent with Luka, but Mark Jackson, let's just talk about this. Mark Jackson needs to be the Lakers head coach. Nobody's talking about this. I'm probably the only channel that's been on the front of, I don't want Ty Lue. I think Ty Lue would be your best option to please LeBron James. Christian Wood basically says he loves playing with the Lakers. I read this one. LeBron, I guess on the LeBron Wire, US Today, but it's part of the US Today. But Mark Jackson's a former Warriors coach. Honestly, I would rather see Mark Jackson coach my Lakers, honestly. I think they would be in the best interest of my Lakers if Mark Jackson was the coach. You need a proven coach, and you need a pit bull of a coach. And the problem is with the Lakers, they keep firing coaches every 2 years. So it's a little baffling. I thought they would have kept Darvin Ham in place. I was for letting him go. All reports are saying basically that the Lakers did not want to play for him. He wasn't a player's coach. He favored certain players like Taurean Prince, Cam Reddish, players like that he has coached in the past. And the problem, and I don't have a problem with that. Just Cam Reddish got hurt. Sorry, I'm closing my Steam out. Cam Reddish got more hurt than it was worth. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it moving. Cam Reddish has been a shell of himself. Taurean Prince, we saw in the playoffs, that there was moments of Torian Prince, what you got, what you paid for, and then there was certain times that he was garbage. Let's talk about Austin Reeves. I really think Austin Reeves is going to be an scapegoat here. I think he will be traded. I think that's going to happen. I think the Lakers want, Trae Young. They want Trae Young. The Lakers want Trae Young. That's a fact. They want Donovan Mitchell. What are they going to do to get all that? I think the Lakers put themselves in a hard spot and a hard rock currently. I think your best bet is bringing back D'Lo at this point. I think D'Angelo Russell will be your best bet. I think they should go after Klay Thompson. I think they need a perimeter shooter and a defensive mind. Draymond Green, I don't know. Like Draymond Green's going to be on the open market. He's a little older. Look, Draymond Green has been known to be a spectacle, right? Like a Rasheed Wallace spectacle, right? I would be for him coming in as a Laker as a mid-level exception player. I don't think Draymond Green wants to be a mid-level exception, but is going to be a mid-level exception. I just find it very I find it very interesting how the Lakers kind of got themselves here. They fucked themselves over. My team fucked themselves over. And as a Lakers fan, I'm kind of in the camp of, I think the Clippers have more in LA to offer now. I think if that team could stay healthy, if Kawhi Leonard could stay healthy, I think the Clippers could win a chip. I think they have a great nucleus of players. I think it wasn't their year. I think what really hurt them was when Kawhi got hurt. And I think Dallas really wanted to get that victory back off of the Clippers. That, the Clippers and Dallas has been a good rivalry the last a few years. PG-13 is getting older. So is Harden. Kawhi needs to stop being hurt. I think that's what hurts that team primarily. Now, I'm going to hear from some of you Laker haters of my Lakers, right? I'm going to hear, stat for stat, word for word. Yo, what's up, Gothic? I'm going to hear word for word and things like that. I'm going to hear that AD and LeBron are old players and they're washed up and all that. AD and LeBron played mostly every season game this year, 72 to 76 games. Where's your argument? And LeBron basically carried the team during the playoffs. Meanwhile, the team was mostly hurt, though. Let's see. The Blazers are getting rid of all the good players. We got rid of Lillard to the Bucks. Yeah, you guys did. Lillard actually, the Bucks minus Giannis getting hurt, they would have been a pretty good team. But the Blazers are in rebuilding mode, unfortunately. They're in complete rebuild mode. That's unfortunate. The thing is about the Blazers is the fact that they have the money and the capital, and they could have put stuff around Lillard there. I didn't understand that. They refused to. They had a good nucleus of players that they could have put around it. But this article here from USA Today pretty much lays out what the Lakers are looking for from JJ. I don't understand why Chris Broussard, fucking Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, and even Keyshawn Johnson. Why are we not talking Mark Jackson? Mark Jackson basically turned the Golden State Warriors into a dynasty. He hand-choosed players with the Golden State Warriors. I just feel like Mark Jackson has been blackballed. I feel Mark Jackson needs to be a coach somewhere, and I think the Lakers would be perfect for that. He comes from the learning tree of Phil Jackson. And before somebody tells me, bring Phil Jackson is way too old. Way too old. I got you, buddy. I got you. So today, guys, we are talking basketball today. So primarily, I'm a sporting channel on YouTube. If you guys didn't know now, I'm a wrestling YouTube channel. So this was spur of the moment. I was going to keep this to YouTube for the YouTube audience and go live only on YouTube. But I thought, since I do my watch-alongs, my wrestling watch-alongs, and I do pretty much everything, you know, all together, I don't care for basketball. I got you. I thought I would bring this to other places so you guys know what I do. So guys, you get daily content on YouTube. So like some of you guys, it's funny. Some of you guys think like when I was sick that I wasn't making content. I was making content on YouTube. It just wasn't as much as I wanted it to be. So when I'm sick and I'm away from all this, like live streaming wise, I'm making content. I'm in the lab. Like that's where I'm at. You guys can find me on YouTube at RevSauce9. You can find my secondary channel. So here's the deal with my secondary channel, RevSauce9 TV. RevSauce9 TV is my extra channel for working out, IRL, videos that you guys wouldn't get on my normal stuff. So for instance, last night, I'm going to redo the video because I didn't like, I got to get better camera setup. But I showed you guys how to clean your smartphone because I get a lot of you guys asking me about how do I clean my smartphone and why do we clean my smartphone? So I did a video on that. I just didn't like the way the quality came out. So we'll do a better take of that. I'm going to probably redo it sometime this week and have it out to you guys on the secondary channel. Those are kind of things that I will be doing. Like equipment cleaning. How do you clean your equipment, right? And how you do things, right? So that's going to be for you guys out in the world things. But let me read some of the comments here. Honestly, the Blazers they made mistakes. That's a fact. The Blazers were great back in the day when my Lakers were winning. They were great. Scottie Pippen, man, good teams. Good rivalries, though, with the Lakers, though, back in the day. Let's see. Nothing's changed. Oh. You're welcome. It turned into, we were talking about RoboCock all night long, so it went alongside of it. I enjoy the topic, but I don't care much for basketball. I get you. I feel you. So if you guys didn't know, I cover just more than video games. I'm not just a video game streamer. I do a lot of different stuff, and I'm bringing this to you because I'm giving you my sporting knowledge, my wrestling knowledge, tech knowledge, pretty much anything you could think of knowledge-wise. I'm trying to be, my goal is to have at least 4 or 5 videos a day done for you guys. Like that's just real talk, news videos and all. If you're on the wrestling side of things, I know this is off topic, but if you're on the wrestling side of things, Gabe Stevenson got let go from WWE, but I wasn't shocked by that. And Drew Gulak and a whole bunch of others got released, but that's, and Triple H basically announced that the Raiders are getting, the Las Vegas Raiders Stadium is getting WrestleMania next year, so I may go travel. If I have the money, I'm broke all the time because bills and all. I may go take a trip up to Las Vegas because that's 2 hours from me, and go see WrestleMania up in Vegas. WWE's had like the last other years I've had WrestleMania real close to my home, and I may just go out to Vegas and go see it in April because, depending on how the weather is, if I have the money, I may. But I guarantee tickets are going to be thousands of dollars by the time I get around to doing it because that's what happened with Philly. I would have totally took a flight up to Philly and saw Cody Rhodes win his belt and got his roses. I would have if I had the money like that. Yeah, I appreciate all of you guys coming in. So the whole point of this session was I was sitting and I was watching, on YouTube, different YouTubers talk about the Lakers this, Lakers that, what's going on with the playoffs. I know Denver got destroyed the other night by Minnesota, and good on Minnesota. Minnesota is an upcoming team, man. Them and OKC. Don't sleep on those two teams. I think Denver got humbled last night, so I think Denver will do well. And then I watched an awesome overtime hockey game with the Bruins last night. That was pretty good. That send-off. Poselli is his name, I think it was. Pretty fucking good hockey player. And he took less money and got the game-winning goal last night, so that was good. My Angels of Anaheim playing like garbage. We are the laughingstock right now. We are number 5 in our division. And yeah, Oakland Athletics are playing better, so there's that. But yeah, this JJ Redick, I just don't see it. I really just don't see how the Lakers could go pick up JJ Redick and be a coach. You know, does LeBron James want to play with a coach that's not proven? Or does JJ Redick want to be in that situation? That's going to be the $1 million. It's going to be fascinating to see what my Lakers do. The Lakers want to get Tyronn Lue. Tyronn Lue has a year left on his Clippers deal. I don't see where my Lakers would go after him. I just don't see the whole Ty Lue thing. I think Ty Lue is going to be wrapped up with the Clippers, and he doesn't need to be a Laker. Like he's on a better design roster team. You know what I mean? You have Kawhi Leonard there. You have Harden, and you have PG-13. You don't need to go out. They need to retool, and Kawhi needs to stay healthy. Kawhi, I thought really was going to stay healthy. I thought it was the Clippers series against Dallas. I guess I was wrong. I had the Clippers. I had the Clippers as my dark horse team this year to go all the way. I did. I really did. I thought they had enough pieces there to. I think they would have gone against Denver and possibly gave them a run for their money. I was really for it. I still have Denver winning it all. I still do, and that may by day, night by night. That may change, but who knows? I mean, Jokic has got to pull himself out. Joker's got to pull himself out of his head, out of his ass. He showed up at the end, but then it was just too late, you know, for them. So Mark Jackson, here's the thing, why I've been so gung-ho about Mark Jackson being head coach of the Lakers. He is from the learning tree of Phil Jackson, okay? And the thing is, what about Phil Jackson is, when it comes down to it all, Phil Jackson ran a dynasty with the Chicago Bulls and the Lakers. And people are saying, well, people should go, but they should bring in Phil Jackson anyway. Phil Jackson is really old. Again, here, I'll type this for you. We'll go look him up. We'll go look it up. Phil Jackson, right? Phil Jackson is 78 years old. I don't think the Lakers would bring him in like that. You know what I mean? That was another person they were talking about bringing in as a joke. But Phil Jackson, does he want to be a coach? I don't think so. At almost 80, I don't think the man wants to coach a team that's not put together. I think if Phil Jackson was going to come back, and I'm entertaining this, he would come back with a team that's complete. That's like Bill Belichick coming and coaching another team. Bill Belichick has said it himself. He wants to have a team that's ready to go and constructed with a proper quarterback and a system in play. He said he's not coming back if it's not, you know, the right situation. JJ Redick is I really see the Lakers doing the whole, they've done this before. Rob Pelinka is going to be the downfall of LeBron James' end of career. The Lakers are going to re-sign LeBron. That's just that's happening. And the other reports that are coming out is LeBron wants a no trade clause. I could see that. I really can. But the thing is with me is LeBron, people give LeBron a lot of shit, right? And I think a lot of people need to understand, I'm a LeBron James guy. I wasn't a LeBron James guy. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, you're a LeBron god. There's a lot of haters of LeBron. Still to this day, there is haters of the Lakers and LeBron. LeBron showed up in the playoffs. So did AD. To all those fucking haters, AD played with a bum arm and still balled out. It wasn't his fault, and it wasn't LeBron James' fault. The team, the nucleus they put around LeBron and AD didn't show up. Reeves is 50-50. Hachimura, if it was me, Hachimura would be traded. Yes, I would trade Hachimura. Yui Hachimura, he would be gone. Reeves, I would keep Reeves. I think Reeves, you could put him at the point. I think he could be your general. I think he could be a John Stockton kind of guy. A little bit better than a John Stockton. And then I wouldn't re-sign D'Lo. What I would bring in honestly, I would put pieces around LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves. I would trade and get players for Hachimura. And what I would honestly do, then you may be asking, well, why are you proposing getting rid of D'Lo? The problem with D'Lo is he's a great player, but he does not show up in crunch time. This man is Sleepville. There's footage of him on his phone on the bench. The guy was disinterested. And the guy only shows up 50% of the time in the playoffs. 1 minute you can get 2 good games. You can get a game great from D'Lo, and then the next minute you're getting garbage, right? To me, Donovan Mitchell, that's tough. People are saying are you building for now? Or are you building for the future, right? You know, the Lakers are going to be damned to do something, and they're going to be damned to do something. So part of the new CBA, they could talk to free agents as the free agent process, and they can re-sign. And I think LeBron's going to have this locked in before the Olympics happen. The Olympics happen in August. I think it's August. I think it's July or August. And I think honestly, LeBron's going to have his contract wrapped up. Honestly, by I really think when we get to free agency, I think LeBron will have it already, as the constituents out there like Lakers Nation has said. I really think I think LeBron will have this wrapped up. Now, let's talk about Bronny James for a second. And I know a lot of you are going to ask me, what do I think about Bronny James being an LA Laker? I think personally, if it was me, I think LeBron James should be back in college basketball. He's not ready. He's not an NBA elite player yet. I think he is still needing time. He wasn't that good with USC. I think he's very arrogant, like his dad. And I think he made a mistake. I think he should stayed in USC and followed it through. And let's see year 2 of Bronny. Bronny had a heart condition that got fixed. Missed significant time. Hasn't had really coaching. Hasn't had really time to mature his craft. Here we are. Let's see what year 2 Bronny in the NCAA is. He hasn't been to a NCAA tournament. He hasn't been in the larger than lights. And the minutes he has not been that great. He has been garbage. I watch USC basketball. He wasn't that good. Even when he came off the bench, he wasn't that good. And then when they did put him in the starting lineup, he wasn't that good. I'm going to say he was mediocre. And I say that lightly, and I don't mean to. I know LeBron sees highly of his kids, and what dad wouldn't? But there's LeBron and there's his son, and his son does not look good. It's like Lamar Ball and Lonzo Ball, right? Lamar Ball, is it Lamar or is it LaMelo? I think personally, if the Lakers wanted to go get somebody on a mid-level exception, Lamar Ball or Lamar, I hope I'm saying that right. I think would be perfect for that situation. Now, Lonzo Ball, if they wanted to take a chance on a mid-level exception deal, if his knees are okay, I would bring him in as a mid-level exception. There's players you can go after, right? The thing with the Lakers is they got to retool. I would keep, honestly, excuse me, I just snorted, my bad. Honestly, if it was me, I would keep Christian Wood. Christian Wood said he was happy to play as a Laker, but he was constantly hurt. I would keep Jackson Hayes. I would keep him on your bench. I would put AD back at the power forward position, sorry. LeBron, I don't think LeBron should be running the point. LeBron should playing a small forward like he typically does, or a shooting guard. I think you would have Austin Reeves as your ring general, or as your court general. I don't think. You know, that's just my personal opinion on the whole you know, LeBron James stuff. I think there's certain things that I would point out with my Lakers right now that need to be fixed. I think, you know, personally, LeBron and AD are perfectly fine. LeBron wants to play 4 more years. Okay, give him what he wants. But I think that no trade clause is going to be the interesting thing. Will the Lakers give that to him? And I think the Lakers are pushing mountains for this guy. And I just think that the Lakers could build with other players with AD. I think you could build around AD and bring in another big 2. I think you could bring in a Donovan Mitchell. I think, you know, and you can do a lot more with that. You can have Christian Wood. You can have Jackson Hayes. You could do the things like that. I think the Lakers are going to get rid of half of their lineup for things that I honestly think is going to be boneheadish. And I wouldn't bring an inexperienced coach. LeBron wants to win now. LeBron wants to win now. To have him win now, you bring in a Mark Jackson. You start winning games. Mark Jackson is the thing. Mark Jackson's not that old. I have been on Mark Jackson. I have been a Mark Jackson fan, lover. Bring him in. You would be dead. I don't know why Stephen A. Smith. I'm calling you out, Stephen. I'm calling at you, Shannon. I'm calling all these bitches out that sit here and they're like, oh, JJ Redick. No, I don't care about a JJ Redick. Fuck JJ Redick. He was a great player. He's a great 3-point shooter. Yes. Coach-wise, no. He needs to be an assistant coach for a few years, get some experience under his belt. And I'm so tired of these fucking NBA don't know shit about the game. I know my Lakers because I watched every game this year. Every game was the same. The Lakers would quit in the third quarter and get slaughtered and lose by 50, by 20, by 30. The Lakers thought that they can go in this season now that's happening currently. They can fucking go in and just act like it's we could just steam walk. But then what they didn't realize is when they were walking, they became a zombie team the minute the fucking All-Star game happened. They won this new in-game season tournament. Didn't benefit them. They're talking about putting you're gonna put a fucking banner up for this thing when it wasn't that fucking great to begin with. And I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Obviously you guys hear this now, but the teams right now that I think are on the rise is New York. Boston's gonna be Boston. However you slice and dice that. And I actually enjoy the Celtics, but Porzingis, that's gonna be a question. Philly's kind of falling apart. It wasn't really their fault. They would have won if it wasn't, Embiid. Again, like I said before, and the Bucks just ran into, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like I said before, the Knicks are just a better team. And Embiid was hurt. We're going to see in the Olympics what Embiid can do for Team USA. We're going to see where LeBron and we're going to see where AD stands. Because AD said he was being part of Team USA. So we're going to see. We're going to see where my Lakers want to be. We're going to see. I think the Lakers, I think it's a mistake going after Trae Young. I'm not a big fan of Trae Young. I think Trae Young did not move mountains with Atlanta. I think his first couple years, great. But he has been a shell of himself. Do you go and pick him up and possibly give him a big contract when I think he's mid? I don't think he's that great. I don't see the aura with Trae Young. I don't see the aura with, and I think Donovan Mitchell. I think if you're going to go after a player and you really want to make a splash and you want to have a big 3 as LeBron wants, you bring in Donovan Mitchell. Now I feel bad for Cleveland. I think he'll stay in Cleveland. I hope he does. My Lakers have always been this way. They go and they try to buy the best players, and LeBron thinks this way. He thinks going and buying the best players. You're seeing it with New York. New York's been drafting, and now you're seeing it come to fruition. You're seeing OKC with literally no money, Minnesota with no money, going in and not even buying players out left and right. They're putting key players in key roles together, and you're watching it. You're watching it come to fruition, and you're watching a couple of young teams, even Denver. You're watching Denver putting pieces together to win championships. Take a look at last year with the MLB playoffs and look into the World Series. That team just put players together just to put players together, and they won you a ring. They won you a chip. I think we get caught up on the facade of super teams. Look at my Angels. They go out every year and they spend all this money on these players and they fucking get nowhere. So that's just, that's just the way it is. And Artie Moreno's year by year, day by day, night by night. That man's been spending billions on the Angels, and we have gone nowhere in almost 2 decades. That's a fact. That's me being real. We haven't won anything since 2002. The stadium is garbage. I live next to it, and I can tell you that. And I've been, I haven't been excited for my Lakers in a very long time. And people are going to say the bubble. I was excited about the bubble. I like that idea and concept, but to me, we all know why that happened. Cough, cough, the beer flu, we know. But, at the end of the day, what are my Lakers going to do? I really think they need to hire a coach that's really experienced, that's a general. You got to have the general and you got to sit LeBron James down at this point. You got to sit if you're Janie Buss and you're Rob Pelinka and you're these Lakers top execs and even her brother, you got to sit LeBron James down at like a dinner table or something, and you got to sit down with him and say, "Hey, we got to start winning games. We did it your way. Now it's time to do it our way." And I think LeBron has had a lot to say within what the Lakers can and can't do. What's up, Icon? How you doing, buddy? And I think, as far as I'm concerned about my Lakers, they need to do better. I think it's absurd that JJ Redick is even on this list of considerations to be the new Lakers head coach. And I excuse me. And I've said this for a quick minute about my Lakers, and I've said this. The Lakers are looking for a new head coach. So if you guys didn't know, Darvin Ham got fired this week, and I've been covering the Lakers. I covered it on my YouTube channel. If you guys didn't know, Darvin Ham was fired, and players quit on him. Players didn't want to play for him anymore. And so he got let go after 2. Am I disappointed? Kind of, yeah. I'm a little disappointed because I think Darvin Ham didn't get a fair shake with the Lakers. I think that really has to do with LeBron more than AD. And I think, not playing your best players during the playoffs will get you definitely fired for sure. I mean, in any situation. I think Darvin Ham was fucked this year halfway in. I think the Lakers would have released him during the All-Star part of the season. But, winning that in-game tournament, the first one ever done by the NBA, and next year they're doing it again. I know the Lakers are going to probably put a banner up for it, but at the end of the day, I will say this. Rob Pelinka's got to take the fall here. Rob Pelinka designed this team 3 back-to-back years. Should have kept building on what we had 2 years ago during the bubble season. And people are going to say championships are championships. LeBron got a chip. You can question it or not. Is LeBron my GOAT of basketball? No. I think he's in the conversation. Sure, I'm with you. He wants to carry the Lakers to a look, if we can get the right players and we can get the right, they got to stay healthy. This is the thing. My Lakers the last 3 years have not been healthy. Since the bubble season, my Lakers have not been healthy. That's a fact. I don't care who tells me different. AD was hurt last year. Most hurt with back spasms. Again, LeBron down with an ankle injury. Knee issues. They put it all together this season, and it was their nucleus that they brought in. The Christian Woods, the fucking this player, that player. Austin Reeves was a shell of himself in the playoffs. And D'Lo wants to make demands. What the fuck do you get off, D'Lo, making demands when you're a shell of a fucking self? You didn't ball out in the playoffs. You didn't show up. When you don't show up in the playoffs, you lose. You lose. Denver was just better than my Lakers. Let's just be real about that. And Vanderbilt was ready. That falls literally on Darvin Ham himself. That has nothing to do with LeBron. That has nothing to do with AD. Stop this horse shit talking about how AD and LeBron are over the hill. Let me tell you something. LeBron James at 40, and people are like, oh, well, Michael Jordan fell apart. Michael Jordan, when he went to the Wizards, didn't have any players around him. Let's go back to those seasons. Anybody remember that? LeBron, let's talk about that. LeBron James has got a stack full of players compared to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't really have a team behind him. He was playing on a team that was in rebuilding mode. Let's go there. Technically, let's get real. Michael Jordan wasted the last 3 years of his career with the Wizards to a team that wasn't that good. It was mediocre at best. I don't know why Stephen A. Smith and these people are so dumb. We should not compare. The league is different. The league was different back in the early 2000s to now. It is different. It's not the same. Rules have changed. Things have changed. Well, the thing about the Raiders is the problem is with the Raiders is it's more of their agent, their general manager has been a bonehead the last few years. It's not their fault. It's really not the Raiders' fault. It's more of the Raiders' ownership and general manager. It's not their fault why they have made boneheaded decisions. Now, unfortunately, Garoppolo could have been great for you guys, but unfortunately, he can't stop getting hurt. That's unfortunately. That's what happened there. Garoppolo's injury prone. And Garoppolo didn't really have a good front line. Unfortunately, the Oakland should, and again, and I will say this again, and people will give me shit. I thought Derek Carr was literally their starting guy. I thought Derek Carr won. Yeah, I thought Derek Carr was their starting quarterback. I thought that was the whole thing with them. Derek Carr's got to stay. It's got to stay off the. Well, it wasn't his fault. The starting lineup wasn't that great for the front of the offensive line, unfortunately, with them. It is not that. But the head coach starting year was an issue overall. Well, the problem is with the Raiders is the problem with the Raiders is it's always been they're wishy-washy. They need a really good, strong quarterback. They just don't have it, and they just don't have the offensive line. And it's the same with my Los Angeles Chargers. They're not that great. Hopefully Jim Harbaugh can he's a real proven coach. Hopefully he could take Herbert to the next level, and we can have this conversation. The problem is with the Raiders, it's always been them. They have great defense, but they just don't have the offensive line, unfortunately. And the Raiders, if Garoppolo had that line and he had good wide receivers, somewhat good wide receivers, I think they would have been somewhat of a wild card team. I think the Raiders. I think the Raiders are a couple years out, but I think honestly, it's the same with my Chargers. We're gonna see. We're gonna see this year what my Chargers do and why. I kind of fair weather a little bit between them and the Rams. I kind of like Stafford. I like Sean McVay. Sean McVay, I think he'll be a long-term head coach for the Rams. I really believe that. Used to be a head coach for the Bengals though. Well, we'll see. We'll see what the Oakland Raiders do next year. I'm kind of fascinated to see what the AFC West is going to be doing. Kansas City looks like they are feuding with the city. Hopefully they don't leave Kansas City. That would suck for Kansas City because I read an article. Actually, I'll put that article on the board for you guys. Let's see here. Where is it? Hold on. Let me see if I can find that article real quick from here. Yeah, here it is. I'll put this out here to you guys since we're talking about my Lakers. I know in the Lakers, talking Lakers stuff. No, that's not what I was looking for. Here it is. I was looking for Amazon.com. What the fuck? Josh McDaniels isn't a great head coach. He fumbled it harder than ever. Well, Josh McDaniels, the problem is Josh McDaniels is coming to a rebuilding team technically. So this right here, so after the Chiefs and the Royals are threatening to leave Kansas City, lawmakers prep for a possible fight. So I don't know where would the Chiefs go? Where would the Chiefs go play if they left Kansas City? Where the fuck would they go play? What, Utah? That's where Coyotes are. That's where the Coyotes are. They're I feel bad because the Coyotes weren't really a great team. Oh my God, can we not type? Let me see here. Let's see here. But you guys see this article, so getting back to my Lakers thing. Maybe Ohio though. Maybe Idaho. Is that Ohio or Idaho? Am I reading that right? Ty Lue is going to stay with the Clippers. I think that's just a foregone conclusion. I think they're going to offer him the kitchen sink, and he wouldn't pass that over. Ohio. Sorry, I read that wrong. My bad. Terry Scott's. I don't see that. I know who these coaches are, though. Bullholzer, I know who he was. I know who he is. He took the Bucks to a winning. I believe that's who that is. Let's go take a look. I think that's the right coach, right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Took them to a winning championship. I just don't see him working with LeBron like that. Kenny Atkinson, I don't see it either. I just really just don't see it. Unless the Lakers are talking about possibly rebuilding, I highly doubt it. He wouldn't be a coach that I would go crazy for. Phil Hardy, I could care less. Hanley. I just don't feel for him either. I know who he is. He's been an assistant coach for a lot of great teams. You want somebody like, and the reason why I'm so gung-ho about Mark Jackson, and so you guys know why I'm gung-ho, and I'm going to keep being gung-ho, because the reason why is you don't want somebody like JJ Redick. If you're coaching LeBron and AD and possibly bringing in one of the best point guards in the world in Donovan Mitchell, or you're bringing in possibly the second best player called Trae Young, you don't want a JJ Redick that's inexperienced. Okay? JJ Redick has not been in the league. It has not been in the league as a coach. He's been a player. Yes. I would rather see, and here's other names you're not seeing on this list. Sam Cassell. You're not seeing Sam Cassell on this list. Sam Cassell has been he was a Badass player. Badass point guard. You don't see him on this list. He's been an assistant coach for years. Why we don't see that man on the list? Mark Jackson and Sam Cassell are so underrated to me. I think, if Mark Jackson came in, I would go bonkers. And people are going to ask me, well, why would you bring in Mark Jackson? Okay. Mark Jackson had the 3 best players in the world at the time, young players. Their second year in. And he had Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry. 3 proven players. He got fucked over. And Steve Kerr got handed the job. What did Steve Kerr do? He had a team basically there. Took them to 3 championships. I feel bad for Mark Jackson altogether. Mark Jackson should have been a coach multiple times over. They're saying his comments have gotten him in trouble and things that he said about the league has gotten him in trouble. Some of the things that he's done as an announcer has got him in trouble with ABC. But I think he would be a slam dunk splash. I think he can put LeBron in his place. I really think you need a pit bull there. And I think personally in crunch time, I think, he would have done here, Austin Reeves, go finish us the game. I think he would have shaked up the lineups a little bit, and I think we would have won more games against Denver. If he was our coach. Mark Jackson's more of a general. Darvin Ham is not a general. Darvin Ham is kind of that laid-back, loosey-goosey coach. You know what I mean? He needs more of people that he can handpick, and this team wasn't it. He didn't really get to handpick really many players outside of Cam Reddish, outside of Taurean Prince. And, really those were players that he coached as an assistant. And yes, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am talking shit. Yes, I am shitting on all these commentators out there. I don't understand why we're going with these guys. I think Mark Jackson should be the answer. I actually like, if you're gonna go here, Mike Bulldozer, I think would be perfect too. I've shit on him on this stream, but I think he would be perfect in itself. Ty Lue, I think he's wrapped up with the Clippers. I think Steve Ballmer's going to offer him the kitchen sink. I just think that's a foregone conclusion at this point. Let's see what else am I going to say here? And again, I'm just gonna put that out there. Again, I'm not knowledgeable all about the Lakers. I know the ins and outs and the whys and the this. I'm just saying personally for me, I want to see them find the right coach that can coach my Lakers and we can start winning some games again. And the Lakers weren't trash. And unfortunately, a lot of people are saying, oh, the Lakers were trash. They weren't trash. They were just hurt this year. And I'm not calling that an excuse, but that's the last 3 years with the Lakers. The Lakers cannot get out of their way with injuries. And it's been that way. However you want to slice and dice that. However you want to say that. And you can sit all day long. You could tell me you could turn around and you can tell me all day long that my Lakers are this, that, and the third. LeBron James is trying to chase his 5th ring. You don't think he's not gonna have power into this? I think they should sit him down and say, hey, look, we can't keep bending the knee for you. He wants a no trade clause. That's been stated. He wants a no trade clause. He wants to play until he's 43. Will his body allow it? That's going to be the $1 million question. I want to see what he's going to do next year. I think they should do year beyond year contracts with him. He wants to do one big contract, so we're going to see. I don't see him going to Philly. What other team out there is going to take him? What, the Clippers? You think the Clippers are going to get rid of Kawhi Leonard for him? I don't think so. I think personally, if the Lakers really wanted to, and this is just me and I'm going out on a limb, and this is me just speaking to the roofs, tops. I think if KD becomes available, and this is just me, if KD becomes available, and I'm saying, Kevin Durant, if Kevin Durant becomes available, I think my Lakers should entertain that. I think Lakers need a Kyrie, like a Klay Thompson, a Kevin Durant kind of character. They need those two guys kind of in a way to where the problem is with my Lakers is mostly a little defense mixed in with 3-point shooting. And the thing is with D'Lo's got to start showing up in the playoffs. If we re-sign D'Lo and we give him buku money, he has to show up. D'Lo has to show up here. And you really don't have any other choice. I don't think Trae Young is better than D'Lo. I think Trae Young and D'Lo are in the same ballpark. I'm not sold on the whole Trae Young thing. I don't know why people are so gung-ho. I don't think Trae Young. I think Trae Young is in the same boat as I think Donovan Mitchell. If you really want to go there, I think Donovan Mitchell is a complete player. I would kind of put him in the spot of like he's like a Chris Paul kind of guy, early on Chris Paul. I think, isn't he? I think he's in his prime or close enough. He's still young. I think Donovan Mitchell would be perfect for the Lakers too. But do you offer the kitchen sink for him? You're gonna, do you go out there and you put the farm out there to have him? Do you put the money out to go get him? That's gonna be the question. When I look at all these salary caps for the Lakers, they don't have very much money to go and spend. They have 3 first-round draft picks, but remember this. They're going to have to go out and get LeBron James one way or another. Either LeBron's going to be like, well, I got you, son, and he'll be the drafted 56 overall. We're going to find out in the draft. We're going to find out draft night what they do, what the Lakers are going to do, and it depends on what the Pelicans are going to do. The Pelicans may say, fuck the Lakers and take the draft pick and take one of the first-round draft picks away from the Lakers. We're going to find out when that draft comes. And, when it comes down to my Lakers, it's going to fall. If LeBron does not win a ring, Rob Pelinka is going to look like the biggest doofus in the world. That's a fact. That is not me telling you folks, tell me when I'm telling lies when it comes to that. But Rob Pelinka is going to look like the biggest fool, and Janie Buss, the owner, is going to look like a fool. They're already looking like a laughingstock for getting rid of Darvin Ham, and I'm really on the camp was, yes, if Darvin Ham was losing the players, then yes, he should have been fired. Right? Should have been fired. But I'm on the other side of that kind of too, to where Darvin Ham should have given a chance. And he was fucked over. Kind of like Derek Carr being let go to go to the Saints, or traded to the Saints, I think. But we'll find out this next upcoming season. We're going to see when LeBron goes into the Olympics. We're going to see what he feels. And we need to keep on LeBron watch. LeBron could get hurt. He was already hobbled at the end. He was playing way too many minutes. We're going to see how far LeBron's body can go. This is unheard of when it comes to a player. It's unheard of. And people are comparing LeBron James, are comparing it to Michael Jordan. I'm not going to compare it because the difference is Michael Jordan was on a mediocre team. And you could tell Michael Jordan was way past his prime. You could tell Kobe Bryant. This was the other one. Kobe Bryant, when he blew out his Achilles the last time and he came back, he wasn't the same Kobe Bryant. And I love, rest in peace, Kobe. And I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I have the mural up on my wall because I was at that game. I celebrated that game. That was my favorite LA moment, next to Robert Horry shooting a 3-point shot against the fucking at the end of the game against Chris Webber. I have a signed autograph of that on my wall. But as a Lakers fan, and who I feel bad the most in the NBA team-wise is Phoenix. I feel bad for Booker altogether. That's a guy that you should feel bad for. Because Phoenix new ownership went after all these other players around him, and they should have kept the core nucleus around him. Booker did not need AD. Booker did not need Chris Paul. Booker did not need Beal to be relevant. Booker was great on his own. He needed players. He needed core players around him, not all-stars around his face. And a nice center. They should have just went after a nice center, and they didn't. He needed a Robin and a kind of the Suicide Squad around him, and he didn't have that, unfortunately. And it comes down to it. Booker, I feel bad for, and Booker gets shit on. You know, it's funny. Booker was in the finals, a long time ago, wasn't? I think was the finals. Was the finals? Not just long ago. And he wasn't ready for the moment. But I still see somewhat Denver, and I still see somewhat Boston. I do. Now, New York's my sleeper pick on the East Coast side. We'll see. When it comes to my Lakers, we're going to see. Just like what I said about my LA Kings. My LA Kings choked. They did the same thing. They went out and got all these players, replaced their goalie, went out of their way. They did all this stuff, and they choked. We're going to see what they do. I'm fascinated to see what my Kings are going to do going forward. I'm fascinated to see what my Lakers are going to do. I'm fascinated to see what the Clippers are going to do this year. They're going into the Intuit Arena. I've been to it. I've seen when they were building it. It's actually pretty nice. But yeah, that's the show. My Lakers, as far as I'm concerned, I do hope they keep Christian Wood. I do hope they keep some core pieces. I think Reeves should stay. I think Hachimura is going to go. I like Hachimura, but he wasn't ready for the moment. Vanderbilt, you keep. Or you can get rid of both, but then that's going to, and what coach do you go after at that point? You know what I mean? What coach do you go after at that point? It's tough. Any which way my Lakers go is going to be tough. And, and I know I'm going to get criticized for being a LeBron James fan or a LeBron Lakers fan, but I was never really a LeBron fan. I didn't care for LeBron trying to chase rings. He was chasing rings instead of building teams. I give him credit for what he did for Cleveland. For sure. Who wouldn't? But LeBron will go down in infamy as a player that's got so much promise that could take certain teams to the promised land with the right players. But when it comes to the Lakers, he's going to look like a choke's giving. That if he doesn't win another ring, that's what it's going to look like. And Rob Pelinka is going to look like an idiot. However you want to slice it out. Janie Buss is going to look stupid. And I love Rob Pelinka and I love Janie Buss. But the problem is with both of them is they're so willing to throw money at it, but not willing to put a nucleus together of players. That's why you see teams like OKC. That's why you see Boston. That's why you see these teams in the Eastern Conference Finals every year. Well, OKC finally putting it together, but you get my point. That's why you see Denver. Denver just, honestly, if you want to go there, Denver got a lot of players that were rejects on other teams. Want to go there. And they put those rejects like KCP. I guarantee Rob Pelinka's kicking himself. Because KCP, literally, and Reggie Jackson. Here's another thing. Reggie fucking Jackson was sitting there and the Lakers could have had him. They snuffed at him. Who picked him up? Denver did. Denver did, and he looks like a fucking $1 million. The Lakers were so worried about picking up Chris Paul, they should have picked up him in a mid-level exception a couple years ago. When LeBron first came in, he wanted to pick up Chris Paul and shit like that, and AD. And they were going to have like a big three. Boy. Anyway, it's going to be fascinating to see what my Lakers do. Like I said before, I'm very fascinated to see what my Lakers are going to do this year coming up. We got until October. So we're going to find out from here to October. We got, we got meetings coming up. We got free agency coming up. We got summer league coming up. We're going to see where my Lakers do. We're going to see. So how this is going to work when I cover basketball in general. I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm not going to cover every single thing the Lakers do. I may do every other day. Maybe I'll do like a topic and I'll talk about everything my Lakers, but no. I'm just going to talk sports and we're going to talk when I may do an Angels video. I'm kind of considering talking about my Angels here on my channels. They've kind of been an embarrassment. They're the embarrassment of the league right now. Let's take a look at the AL West real quick while we're here. AL West standings. Yeah. Let's take a look at the standings right now as far as divisions. Yeah. It's pretty much the Houston Astros and the Los Angeles Angels look like shit. And then you pretty much got the Oakland Athletics that are actually playing pretty fucking decent. And then you got the Texas Rangers playing decent. It's like my Angels, we have the capital and money. We just don't put it towards shit. It's the same with the Oakland Athletics. Artie Moreno's a fucking... I get choice words I can't use in this stream, but you get the point. Artie Moreno's a fucking idiot. And my Angels deserve to lose every year if that's the case. I've said that all along, and I'm a diehard Angels fan. But I could be persuaded to be an LA Dodgers fan. I could. Just because I just don't like Artie Moreno. I just don't like my ownership, period. I like Ron Washington. I think Ron Washington got a raw deal, honestly, coming to the Angels. He's going to have to rebuild and pull things out of a hat. And Randon is the problem, too. Like, Randon is garbage. Trade his ass. Just saying. Anyway, my name is RevSauce. If you guys didn't know, I have a secondary channel on YouTube called RevSauce9 TV. If you're not subscribed to it, be subscribed to it. It's got some of my older videos on there. I'm uploading some new stuff. I got some technology videos coming up for that channel, how to clean your phone, things like that. Word of advice, when to clean your phone, how many weeks should you let your phone go in a case not being cleaned. I got videos coming up about different tech things, different programs that you should use. Linux, we're going to talk about Linux, how I feel Linux is going to be viable coming up when Windows 12 comes out. I think people are up for a rude awakening. I think Microsoft is going to pull the plug on Windows 11 sooner than later. I think Microsoft is really going to go all in on Windows 12. I think you're starting to see that now. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. I think people are not buying Microsoft license anymore. I think Microsoft's getting desperate and they're trying to they're really trying hard to throw ads and anything at it to make money. And I think that's going to be Microsoft's downfall. I really think a multi-trillion-dollar company, I really think for them, what their saving grace is the video games they've bought, the companies. I think that's what's going to save their ass. I think Windows 12, the way it's being constructed and the way people see things, I think Windows 12 is for the birds. I think Linux will, I think a lot of companies, I think when they start seeing the tanking of Windows, will start moving over to other platforms. I think Apple can come in and be the dark horse of it all. I really do. I like Mac OS, and I think it's a great operating system. I just think not a lot of people use it. And they have like 25 market share. Linux has got about I think 12%, and I think Microsoft just owns the rest of it. But I think the way Windows is going, people are flooding back over to Windows 10 and trying to stay away from 11. And there's reasons why I'm not. So anyway, my name is RevSauce. I have a mouth. I have an opinion when it comes to sports, wrestling. My opinion's not for everyone. Like I said, my opinion's my opinion. Your opinion's your opinion. We're all allowed to have an opinion. We're all allowed to talk sports. We're all here for one thing when it comes to talking sports, wrestling, tech, to have fun. and to talk about what we love about our sports teams. And unfortunately, to Oakland A's fan, I feel really sorry for you. I'm mad with you. Okay, I stand with you in solidarity. Where fuck your ownership, fuck the horse they rid in. And I've watched a lot of videos on the, I should be an honorary A's fan. Let me tell you why. Because I watch so much A's videos on their stadium, how garbage it is. Even the minor league stadium they are in, how they're letting it just be ran down on purpose, and how they're losing money going to Las Vegas when they could have been on the water with a baseball stadium next to a water, kind of like AT&T Stadium. I'll let you guys drink that in. Let you. Oakland offered them everything, and then Anyway, my name's Rev Sauce 9. I have a mouth, an opinion. Make sure if you're on the YouTube side, rate, like, and subscribe. If you're on Kick, make sure to follow. If you're on Twitch, hit that button. And also, if you're on D Live, you're on Trovo, you're even on my Facebook, please come over. Please check out my Rumble. Check out my TikToks. And also, guys, make sure to check out the anybody in the down below, and check out the Only Nerds. Check out everybody. Yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to be back with a game stream here in a little bit. I'm going to go get some water. And, yeah, I got to go search some things on Amazon. But anyway, I'll see you guys. Peace out. Thanks for stopping in, watching for the hour and a half that I talked. Can't believe I could talk that long about fucking sports. Anyway, I'm going to go find somebody to raid. And we're outskis about skis. I'll be back with some Apex. I got to, today's the last day of the Apex thing. So, yeah, we're going to be over there. All right. Gonna hand you over to Lady Uwu, and I'll be back here in a little bit. Gothic, thanks for being here. Appreciate everybody for being here. I will see you guys here shortly. If you're on Kick, thank you guys for stopping in. YouTube, as always, make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. I will see you guys shortly with a live stream of itself. Anyway, we'll see you.